We are now looking at ACT 70A, Passage 6. Now this passage deals with the relative motion of three cars on a highway. It explains that car Z is permanently parked, and we're going to be measuring the velocity of car X and car Y relative to one another. Now number 30 reads, in which of the following trials was the distance between car X and car Y increasing? Now in order to figure this out, you need to read this information down here, where it explains if two cars get farther apart, the velocity of each car, as measured from the other car, would be positive. The possible answers for number 30 are trials 1, 5, 6, and 8. So let's go down to table 2 and take a look. Now on table 2, we'll see that trial 1 is a negative number. Trial 6 is 0, and trial 8 is a negative number. As we said, it has to be a positive number, so that leaves us with trial 5, which is the only trial that gives us that positive number. So our answer will have to be G, trial 5. Number 31. In trial 8, so we know where we're looking, based on the measurements by the passenger in car X, how far did car Y travel in 5 seconds? Well, we know that we're going to be looking at VYX because this is the velocity of car Y as measured by car X. We also know we're going to be looking at trial 8. So when we combine those two data points, we see that we get a -2. So what we would end up doing is we'd take that 2 meters per second, multiply it by our 5 seconds that we got in the question, and that would give us 10 meters. Letter A. Number 32 reads, suppose that an additional trial is conducted with the following results. In this additional trial, V of Yx is most likely closest to which of the following? Now, when we look at these results that were provided for us and we compare them to our 8 trials in Table 2, we see that these are closest to our trial 1 results. So that's really what we're going to focus on here. It also tells us to specifically look for or predict what the velocity of Yx would be. So if we follow those over, we see that a lot of these numbers are the same. Or, for example right there, they might be off by just 1. So if we see that in trial 1, Vyx was -5, it's safe to presume that it would be close to that, and again, maybe off by 1, so we would have letter J, which is -4 meters per second. Number 33. According to the measurements by the passenger in car X, in which trial was car Y moving the fastest with respect to car X? So that tells us that since we're looking from the perspective of car X, we're going to be looking at Vyx. So looking at our Vyx and looking at our different trials, again, we're trying to figure out when it was moving the fastest. So when we look at the trials provided to us, trial 1, 4, 5, and 8, we see that we have a -5, -8, +1, and -2. So it was moving the fastest with our highest number, which is -8. So our answer would then be B, trial 4. Finally, we get to number 34. This question reads, in trial 5, did car X move towards car Z or away from it? And did car Y move towards car Z or away from it? Now, we know that we're looking at trial 5, which is going to be down here. And we also know that we're going to be looking at VXZ and VYZ. So when we look at these, we see that our Vxz is a positive 3. Now remember, positive indicates that they're moving away. So we know that it would have to be away. Vyz is a negative 2, which we got right here. Remember we said that negatives indicate that it's moving towards the car. So the only answer that would fit that is letter F, which says that car X is going away, car Y is moving towards.